This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Welcome to DBL. Hello.
Hey.
Middle of the week. How we doing? Everybody good?
Doing well, yes.
Hump day. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. All right, I'm 7. As I'm sure many of you saw, and if you haven't, here you go. Former President Donald Trump easily won most of yesterday's Republican primaries, with the exception of Vermont. And this morning, Nikki Haley did suspend her campaign. But lots of people were wondering, would she endorse Trump? Here's what Nikki had to say. Nikki Haley had to say.
No regrets. It is now up to Donald Trump to earn the votes of those in our party and beyond it who did not support him. And I hope he does that. At its best, politics is about bringing people into your cause, not turning them away. And our conservative cause badly needs more people. This is now his time for choosing.
Okay, so one of the biggest concerns for both Democrats and Republicans, will people turn up at the polls? DBL Nation, this is where we want to hear from you from this likely Trump-Biden rematch. Do you plan to vote in November? I want you to be honest here. Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. And do you think Haley voters will show up at the polls for Trump? What do you think about Nikki coming out and suspending her campaign? And also, will people show up? Are they going to be like, forget it, I don't want this rematch?
I don't even think it's about them not wanting the rematch. I think that they don't want Trump. We hear a lot from the MAGA faithful. They are loud, they are proud, and they are in your face all the time and have been really for the last 8 years. But what we don't hear from is the old school Republicans. And yes, a lot of them are literally dying off, but a lot of them are just like, I'm not with this. Just because you do carry the Republican banner with you doesn't mean that these are the values that I liked about this party. We've seen people kind of defect, even like, prominent senators and Congress people that are like, I don't want to be a part of what this movement is. And I think that Nikki Haley represents a chunk of those people. Not a lot, maybe not even as much as the MAGA base, but 10, 12, 15% is a lot.
Well,
and
I have
the no-show is just as bad as a vote against.
Well, I think, and you're bringing up Republicans, and I'll speak to that, but the Democrats are divided too. A lot of Democrats voted uncommitted. We saw it in Michigan with Dearborn, Michigan. We saw it again last night. They are voting uncommitted because they don't agree with how they believe Biden is handling and aiding Israel in Gaza. So it's not just Republicans, but also, to your point, though, 80% of Haley voters in North Carolina are unwilling to say that they will support Trump. 76% of Haley voters oppose a federal abortion ban. 54% of California Republican voters disapproved of Trump's performance as president. So for the first time, I feel like we got Democrats completely divided and we got Republicans completely divided.
Yeah, we have a... no one's going to have a strong majority at this case. Now that Super Tuesday is done, experts are poring over some of the exit polls and what they mean. Here are some of the interesting findings. We have a majority of Republican voters in 6 states all say that Trump would be fit for president, even if he's convicted of a crime. Next, a majority of Republican voters in those same 6 states believe all that Joe Biden did not legitimately win the presidency in 2020. And the issue that mattered most to Republican voters and how they voted came down to 2 things: the economy and immigration. So what do we think of some of these exit polls? Jeff, keep voting as we have the other polls down there. Jeff, what do you think about this?
Yeah, listen, from now until November, all we're going to see is polls, and they don't mean anything to me personally. I don't. Whatever we see, how each election turns out, the polls were the other way.
Right.
It's kind of just like betting. You don't know what's really going to happen. You could have the whole country on this bet. I don't want to get into betting. I gave it up for life. I gave it up for life.
A betting segment.
He's all, where should I gamble?
But this is tough because if you're talking about getting people out to the polls, this is the last thing I think the American public wanted. And I'm speaking just from the middle of the ground. We hear from the left, we hear from the right. They're not going to agree with what I say anyway, so it doesn't matter. But the people in the middle, I think Democrats 20 years ago, strong Democrats, now on paper are technically Republican.
Like
those are the people that we need to figure out. We know where the far left is. We know where the far right is. Where are the people in the middle? Are they like, listen, I'm not even going to go out and vote because this is ridiculous. I'm kind of moderate. Politics are all over the place. If you're in a state where it's all red or it's all blue, why go out? My vote doesn't matter anyway. These people aren't really driving you to the polls. It's very difficult. it's very difficult, just as a moderate, to say, where do I want to go? Because if you go Trump, you're racist and you're all those things. If you go with Biden, is he going to be able to go another 4 years? It's a legitimate question.
For sure.
And the fact of Trump here, man, I think for him, he needs to get with Nikki Haley.
I was going to ask that same question to you all.
If he could get Nikki Haley to be his VP, he's got a real shot.
I agree with you.
I agree with that.
I don't know if he's got enough. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about.
But he's also been slamming her for years.
He will. Yeah, I was in my head very quickly. I knew you before I heard in my ear. That will absolutely never, ever, ever happen.
But it would be smart. I agree with Jeff.
God?
No, other people and producers. Yeah. You know why? Because he's
that's
already
not true.
bashing.
I don't know if that's true at all, because what she said there kind of left it. I might be, again, I don't know what I'm talking about. But he did. DeSantis came out and supported Trump, and he goes, you know what? I'm going to retire that name. Now we are on board together. If you are with Trump, he's not against you, and you want the enemy that you know, kind of deal. Does Nikki Haley want to be vice president?
We'll see. We'll see. You're right. I think you have a point, and I do think it would be the best strategy.
Again, I don't know what I'm saying. So
no, I think it makes sense. But you brought up, and please, Tori, take the floor earlier in the meeting, that you think this is going to be the one election where people are voting for single specific issues and policies.
Yeah, neither of the candidates to me are likable. To me, I like what Biden stands for, but to me, he isn't showing us that he has the strength for it. I don't like anything Trump stands for. So at this point, they're both unlikable. What are you going to do? You're going to vote on issues. Obviously, Republicans are going economy. I think, to me, Democrats will come out to the polls solely for Roe v. Wade. And because abortion is getting so close to their doctor's offices that now embryos are part of that. Men, that includes you. Your sperm is part of those embryos. So I'm not talking to just women here. Why he won't choose Nikki Haley? She's too soft on abortion. She's too soft on immigration. He's already gone after her as an enemy.
But that's what he needs. He needs a balance.
He likes an unknown, pretty woman who's going to be someone like a Nancy Mace. I'm telling you, he doesn't want the Nikki Haley group. He wants the fundamentalists, the evangelicals. That moderate group, he's like, I don't want you. He insults them.
You know more than I, for sure.
Well, we're just debating.
For sure. He needs that group. If those people who don't come out to vote, those people who voted for Nikki Haley, if they swing and go Democrat, he loses.
Absolutely.
He needs that Nikki Haley vote, even if it's that, but he needs that chunk of America. All we hear is from the far left and far right. And that's all we hear.
You know who's not on those sides is suburban women. And I think Nikki Haley represents a lot of conservative suburban women. And I think that she would put kind of an adult face on his campaign that's like filled with lunatics like Rudy Giuliani. And I think that like having an adult in the room would really help.
She's a loser. She lost, and he won't play that game.
Then he's going to lose too.
Well, he'll pick a Nancy Mace, and he'll be a Sarah Palin, and get all the base excited because who is this new woman? And you have energy that way.
We already went through Sarah Palin, and we all saw the end result of that.
We all saw Trump, and we saw the end result of that.
She's not new anymore.
Well, he's not new. I'm telling you now.
And he forgave DeSantis already.
That's great. He would never put him in his administration. He doesn't pick the losers. He just doesn't. That's what he does. He just thinks they're losers. Okay. Do you plan to vote in November? 94% of you say yes. Thank you, DBL Nation, for restoring our faith. 6% of you say no. Coming up on DBL. What are things you should never do in life? Well,
debate me?
Yeah. People from different professions are weighing in, and our interview with the lovely Jane Seymour. She's sharing what it was like playing Lindsay Lohan's mom in a movie. Okay, so Maltida and I have been in a fight lately. We like each other, but she doesn't agree. Why do you think that, Tori? Explain what you mean, what you don't agree. Someone says, I agree, Jeff. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, sorry, that I didn't understand. Sorry, Marcy Ann says Tori.
Thanks for that comment.
I didn't mean
I think you're both right in a way. You're right. He's not going to pick Nikki Haley. There's no way. You're right. He should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Could there
but he won't. He absolutely won't.
He's a loser. Could
he's
there
already bashing her up and down.
Yeah, there's no way.
Could there be a bipartisan?
Whatever he said today wasn't great.
Yeah.
No, well, bipartisan president and VP.
She bowed out, and he should be like,
wondering.
Well, he went and got Pence because he needed the religious.
He used to go after Pence, and him used to go after one another. Him and Ted Cruz used to go after one another, and they mended
Not Pence.
Yeah, he never went after Pence.
He selected. No, he
No, because
selected
Pence didn't run for president.
Pence didn't run.
Remember, Lying Ted was all like his enemies. He does not use as like Barack Obama would use someone like he didn't like, but he's like, if
He
you're
went after
done,
Pence
you're done.
specifically for the evangelical vote.
Yeah, he wanted the Christian.
And it absolutely worked.
He ended up going after Pence after
Yeah.
That's
the
right.
insurrection.
That's correct.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He turned on him
And
that day,
he
January
turned on
6th.
him.
That's
Yes.
correct. So could there be a bipartisan vote? A lot of people are asking that about like a Mitt Romney or a Gretchen Whitmore.
Those days
like
are over. We're too divided.
I'm not
We're
sure
way
you
too
could
divided. Those
galvanize.
days are over.
Gretchen Whitmore is too polarizing as well. Like, she's not super popular in her own state, and it's a swing state.
I think she could be up for a Democratic presidential run.
It's
You
Spanish.
know, Jane,
And I think she is.
you know, Jane, my old boss at TYT, has been running for president. Does that work for you?
Yes, I know. Well, he ran for like county, like he's trying to be the like something.
Jane, he's Turkish.
Nice.
So he's been running for the progressive vote.
I printed before you.
But he's born in Turkey.
Aviano.
But he's been using the 14th Amendment, and like 7 states accepted it. Somehow because he's
Welcome back to DBL. Have you ever done something you thought it was totally harmless only to end up getting hurt or regret it later? Well, experts in various fields are sharing what they say you should never do, and BuzzFeed put together a list. Are you guys ready?
Absolutely.
Up first, do you ever do sit-ups?
Not like that anymore. That's 1985 gym class.
Okay, a physical trainer is actually agreeing, saying you should never do full sit-ups because it can cause micro tears that could add up to a herniated disc.
I learned the hard way on this one. I have what they call somebody tell me it's when your abs separate after birth.
Yes, my ex-wife had that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they're slowly fusing together only because I'm doing certain ab exercises and I was doing crunches and it was making them worse.
yeah.
Yes, so you have to do more like toe taps, leg lifts, side planks. You cannot do those.
Okay.
My abs were going
Relaxing how she said that. I
farther
couldn't
and
listen to
farther apart.
Wow,
Yeah.
good to know. All right, next up, a lawyer is saying you should keep quiet when it comes to talking to the police. They say innocent people often get drawn into situations because they feel like they're being helpful.
That would be you.
No,
Yes.
I know. Why am I being arrested? Can I see your badge? Can I understand the probable cause behind this? Do you have a warrant? Do you have some kind of a stop and frisk system here? I would ask all those questions.
Right,
for
and I
you.
think
And then I'd shut up.
but it's like, and this sounds like such a slam, but it's not. It's the privilege that we have to know that.
That's exactly
I
right.
think
Your
that
dad's a
when you-
lawyer.
Oh yeah,
Or
when
was a-
your dad's a lawyer, my dad was a lawyer. I think when you're born of a certain class in this country, you don't know those things. So if you are innocent, somebody like you'd be like, I didn't do it, but here's who I saw do it. Well, they need to put somebody in handcuffs for the newspaper. And who do they have back there running their mouth? You.
Or you watch the first 48 and you learn real quick
Stop
to keep
talking.
your mouth shut.
Keep your mouth shut.
I do too.
I love it. An ER doc said to never ride a bike at night without wearing a very visible light on your bike and helmet.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
How about this one? You seems obvious. A military vet shared that you should never run down the stairs. They said a fellow soldier was found dead at the bottom of the stairs. Oh my goodness! After falling and breaking his neck.
I think stair falls and ladder accidents
I
are
could see
two
that happening.
big home ones that people never think about. You always think like, I'm going to get in a car accident. But I think the stairs is a big deal for people.
Easy just tripping, too. Easy tripping, something I do. A construction worker shared that you should do everything possible to avoid getting on ladders.
Okay, Albert.
Okay, thank you. They say if you do, you should always wear a safety harness because they've seen so many accidents.
Yes.
Now you're very handy
We
in
need
your
to
house.
avoid getting on ladder. I'm not just like, hey, Al, what are you going to do? I'm going to go play on my ladder. Right. You need it to get up somewhere. You don't
Maybe
just
use a
avoid
safety
it.
Are you
harness?
going to use a safety? Because I
Some of
know
these are ridiculous.
Are you going to use a safety harness?
No, I'm not going to use that. And I'm going to be careful when I walk down the stairs. Don't breathe underwater.
Finally, a grocery store worker shared that you should never eat raw fruits or vegetables without washing them first because they've seen so many bugs and other gross things on fresh produce. Can't we all agree we know that?
Some of these are
I don't know if I do. I don't wash
Do
it.
people not know
my
that?
God,
You don't wash your produce.
Dude, I'm going to show you some
bugs.
videos.
Things in
Dude,
them.
there's urine on there too.
I can't even eat strawberries anymore.
You're in trouble.
It's organic.
How do you not wash your produce?
I'm a busy man, Sam.
Dude, it takes 3 seconds,
I
but you
don't have
really
time.
should.
No.
There's this video on
Farm to
Instagram,
table.
and it's got me freaked out. They take like baking soda and they put it all over their strawberries and,
worms
they put it
come
in
out.
water. I don't even think I could eat a strawberry.
I won't watch it.
I grow raspberries and I can't eat them because of what's in them.
Well, they come from the dirt, guys. What do you think's down there?
Cool, we have water. Now wash it.
But there's the worm's still inside.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I
to
have
do.
a problem with your.
Is that real?
theory.
I don't know. Maybe it's
real?
the seeds coming out.
Yeah.
Because I haven't watched the video.
I watch it and they look like
I wonder if
little
that is
aliens.
real.
It may be the seeds pushing itself
I don't want to
through.
freak everybody out, but do your own research.
Watch out, strawberry industry. We're coming up on DBL, and we're talking with the Jane Seymour all about her new movie with Lindsay Lohan. Plus, she's reflecting back on her role in Wedding Crashers. Welcome back to DBL. She's an Emmy Award-winning actress, accomplished artist, designer, grandmother, and philanthropist. Earlier, we spoke with Jane Seymour about her new movie. Take a look.
Please welcome back to DBL, Jane Seymour.
Hi there.
Hello, Jane. So you play Lindsay Lohan's mom in Irish Wish, premiering on Netflix March 15th. But you two were actually never really together on set. Why and how did that happen?
Well, in the sequences that I perform, I'm on the phone with her. I'm in America and she's in Ireland, and the whole point is about me giving her advice, and I'm on my way to the wedding, etc., without giving the whole story away. Clearly, I never get there. It's pretty comedic. Janine Damien, who directed it, and Michael, her husband, had asked me, "Oh, can you come and do this? You know, it's with Lindsay, you'd be perfect as her mom." And I read it, I thought it was very cute, and I said, "Well, I'm not really available right now." And they said, "Oh, yes, you know, surely you are." And I said, "Well, I'm in Ireland doing my Harry Wild, my series." And they said, "We're in Ireland. Perfect. We just need 2 days." We push it all into 2 days. So I did 2 days, but I did get to meet Lindsay before I started working, but I never actually got to hear her on the other end of the phone. I had a very gentle Irish lady who's the script, who spoke with a very strong Irish accent. I kept going like, "What did you say?" Anyway, I think we make a great mother and daughter team.
So in this movie, Lindsay's character makes a wish and then wakes up to it being true. Have you ever encountered anything spiritual or supernatural in a dream or in real life?
You know, we have this kind of ooh-you thing that happened when my mom died, and when she passed, there was a single white feather right by the bed in the nursing home where there were no feathers. And at the same moment after she died, the housekeeper in her home, not far away, we told her, she said, oh, this is so weird. There's a white feather underneath the portrait that Jane did of her mom. Aww. And then every time in our life that we've needed to really have wisdom or to really think about something, or we would wonder, I wonder what my mom would say, there's a white feather in a place that is never a white feather, like in a car where there's been no pillows, or in the middle of a script where no bird has landed. I mean, strange things.
It's beautiful.
Well, you know, you've been spending a lot of time in Ireland, which is beautiful, filming both Irish Wish and Harry Wild. Has the luck of the Irish been good for you while you've been there?
Oh, very much so. The luck of the Irish has been amazing. When I did Harry Wild, I was just so thrilled at my age to have such, a great role. I mean, I am the lead, and I get to, be very comedic and actually an action hero to some degree as well. It did so well that they picked us up for 2 more seasons. The third season is coming, I think, in May, and they're talking right now about me coming back for another one. And when I saw the AMC people the other day, they said, do you think you could just keep doing these? So nothing official, but I love it. And Ireland is great. The actors, the directors, everybody there is fantastic. And I love being there. It's been a real gift. You see, they're my family, that lot. They really are my family. They actually come and visit me in America as well.
I love that. We're like a family too,
yeah,
good and bad.
Yes, you are.
Yes, we are.
And I'd like to be in family a lot. We get to do a lot of these things.
Yes. Hey, I also have to bring up, because a lot of our viewers are bringing up how much they love you in Wedding Crashers, and they're bringing up your notorious topless scene. But you haven't always been so daring. So is it true that you actually started your design career by making a very modest blouse?
Oh, yeah, it's very funny you said that. Yes, well, when I was about 15 in England, at that time, there was this notion that they should have see-through blouses, and that women would burn their bras and show everything they had. And I need to say, I was incredibly virginal at the time, and I was not ready to do that, but I did have a see-through blouse. And those days you wouldn't wear a bra that would show either. So in England, there's an English bird, very common bird, 2 birds actually, called the blue tit and the great tit. And then, of course, there's the robin and a few others. But I just thought it'd be appropriate to embroider one of each, eating berries in the offending area, and that took care of the deal. And that became a business. And I actually had my first company designing and making clothes when I was 15 years old. That's true.
Clever.
What a postmodern take on that. That's a great take.
Jane,
Yeah.
so great to see you. Thank you so much. DBL Nation, make sure to check out Irish Wish, premiering on Netflix March 15th. We'll be right back. Thanks, Jane. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Welcome back. Do you worry about healthcare costs? According to a recent poll, healthcare tops the list of basic expenses that Americans worry about, even more than gas, food, and rent. So where do you guys feel like you're spending the most of your money?
Food.
String cheese, like that
Everything.
kind of stuff.
I don't even buy clothes. You know, I get Rent the Runway, thank goodness, but that's only $100 and something a month. The rest of my budget is mortgage and snacks for the kids and food for the kids. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It really is. I mean, we talk about it, you know, off air all the
yeah.
time, just how much things are these days, just day-to-day life, right? And then if you have 2 kids, it adds up.
Cereal is like $7 now. Like Cheerios, it's insane.
It's the first time I've ever noticed it in my adult life. And I know everybody's like, you're old. Yes. But I'm talking about, we didn't talk about this in 2017, 2018.
No.
I think with the pandemic, the prices of things changed, and
But I think
they're
it's
never
price
going
gouging.
back. Oh, it's absolutely
Yes.
price
Yes.
gouging.
You want the best deal, a delicious hot dog and a Coke? Costco, $1.50.
Oh my God,
Love
just
Costco.
work there.
He loves Costco.
Just work there.
I was at
we
Sam's
would like
Club
for
yesterday.
you.
Come on.
$1.50?
All right, you should go to work at Costco. I'd like it. If healthcare costs are one of your top concerns, Better Benefits can help. When it comes to Medicare questions, many Americans already in the program may not even have a plan with all the benefits accessible to them. So please reach out to Medicare Advantage advisors today. Again, the benefits review, it's free. Just call 1-800-909-2613. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, everybody.